Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the flyweight bout between Rei Tsuruya versus Gurule. And how do I feel about this one right here is I'll go low confidence Rei Tsuruya to beat Gurule. So, in my opinion, this is a much tougher matchup for Rei Tsuruya than his previous matchup with Jesus Aguilar. I think some other people see it the other way. They see it the other way where this is an easier matchup. I feel like this is a harder matchup. Because it wasn't even that long ago that Aguilar got taken down and held down to a decision loss. And this guy didn't have the best conditioning. This got taken down and held down largely in that fight. You know, Rei Tsuruya got a lot of cardio. He got solid grappling. He's very crafty. So I assume he can get some takedowns in the fight and, be able to grind him out. He's tough and durable. So, yeah, he can get taken down in control, maybe even a submission against Aguilar. Whereas he's going to lose Gurule, who, for the most part, has shown good takedown defense for the most part. On the contender series, he did get taken down 10 times, but that's why he won. He was able to get up time and time again and deal damage and win the fight. And Gurule, to this point, his issue has not been grappling per se, as far as losing. It's been striking. He got knocked out by Odi Osborne, and I forget that guy's name, but a solid, real solid striker. He got outstruck by him, so he lost to striking both times in his fights in the UFC or underneath the UFC banner. So it has not been grappling that has been his issue. So that's a concern there. But again, I go by the fact that he did give up 10 takedowns. He did get taken down by Daniel Barres. Not to say Daniel Barres is bad or this or that, but I do feel like Rei Tsuruya overall has a higher ceiling, and that's mainly why I pick. I feel like he has a higher ceiling. This is a tough stylistic matchup. Gurule is extremely live. I don't know if he's gonna be the favorite or the underdog. Hopefully he's the favorite, so I could pick Tsuruya as the underdog. But hey, it is what it is. But I'm going with Tsuruya regardless. But yeah, tough matchup, but I don't really feel like Gurule has a very high ceiling in the UFC. I don't feel like he's going to be a guy that's going to be able to really elevate so much in the UFC or stick around so much where I feel like Tsuruya can evolve and he's still extremely young and has been extremely open for a guy like him, especially if he continues to get better. And I think he will get better. Having gone there, had a competitive fight with Van. Obviously, Van still dominated, but, he made it very competitive. Like, he was getting picked apart, but he kept going. He was getting takedowns at times. And again, even that's the champion. He went there. I think he got like 3 takedowns against Van. That little feather in your cap. And again, the guy will, if he needs to, he can go for like 20, 30 takedowns. And it's not like Gurule has like 80% takedowns. I think his stat is like 49, 59, something like that. So it's not, 59% takedown defense ain't good. I feel like to have decent takedown defense, it should be like 67 or higher, 67%. That's acceptable. But like 59, that's kind of bad. So I mean, like 3 takedown attempts, they're going to get you. Pretty much. I guess it don't sound that bad when you put it that way. But, yeah, either way. I think Tsuruya get him down in less takedowns. And I don't know if he's going to hold him down so great here. And also I think Rei Tsuruya's striking going to be a little bit underrated here. Especially with the threat of the takedown, open up the lanes for the strikes. But competitive scrap, tough stylistic matchup. But I think Rei Tsuruya is going to, rise to the occasion. His strikes going to have come along more, in time since his last fight. Grappling will still be what it was. And he's going to find new ways to implement it. I think it's going to be a tough, scrappy fight, but I think Rei Tsuruya is going to be able to get takedowns, get control here in this fight, and if he needs to go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, however many takedowns he needs to go for, kind of like a Merab Dvalishvili type pace. I'm not going to say, obviously not, Merab is Merab, but in the sense that he's going to be so busy that he's going to try to shut down the offense of Gurule. I feel like that's going to be his path to like shut him down with the mixture of the grappling and the striking, never allow Gurule to, really settle too much in his fight and keep him on the defensive. And that's where his path to victory is going to be. And I think that's what he's going to need to do to win. I don't see a stoppage, but I see Rei Tsuruya winning a competitive decision, but a clear decision. Like competitive, but I think after 15 minutes, it'll be clear that, he got the takedowns, probably had about 5-6 minutes of control time in the fight. Might even land some stinging shots in there, mix those in there. But yeah, about 5, 6, maybe 7 minutes control time in a 15-minute fight. And plenty more takedown attempts along with that control time, which is going to be taking time on the clock because you don't have to be defending the takedown. It might not be getting to the point where it's controlled, but it's definitely keeping his opponent busy trying to defend the takedown and trying to get his back off the cage or, guessing about the takedown threat. And that, again, all that's taking time on the clock. And then in the meaningful time on the clock, he'll probably have like 6 minutes of control time in there. So probably, take like 5 minutes off the clock, just off, the threat of the takedown over the course of the 15 minutes. And then 6 minutes of real clean control time over the course of that 15 minutes, maybe off like 15 takedown attempts, maybe get like 7 takedowns or maybe 15 takedown attempts, get like 6, 5 takedowns or whatever. And 6 minutes of control time. And striking total is relatively close. probably like a low output as far as striking battle, at least as far as standing striking. Maybe Tsuruya gets him down and starts landing some ground and pound, but that's kind of fight I see, and I think Tsuruya wins it. So in this one, I got Rei Tsuruya via decision.